Meeting and awards presentation. It's my pleasure and honor to welcome you virtually with hopes of an in-person meeting in May of next year. This meeting is a unique opportunity for our Commissioned Officers Association leadership to provide you, its members, a quick overview of the last year. And we can celebrate and acknowledge our accomplishments along with harness our collective energies to support your core and your cause through the Commissioned Officers Association and the Commissioned Officers Foundation. The PHS Commissioners Officers Foundation, as you know, is one of our affiliates that helps support the association. In the next hour, you will hear remarks from our FY 24 and 25 board chair as she reflects on this her historic year. You'll also hear from the Commissioned Officers Association Executive Director on the state of our association, including membership, financials, and advocacy. Next, we'll have Commander Melissa Reyes, who I had the privilege of working with on the awards committee. She serves as the chair for the awards committee. She will announce the COA awards, followed by Katie, who is announcing the Health Leader of the Year and the Rear Admiral Robert Brochet Award. And we will also close by welcoming our new members of our board and the new members of our board of directors, which was effective July of this year, and then thank of course, our outgoing members for their service and have a brief discussion about the 2026 symposium. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you to Katie, who's our outgoing chair for the FY 24 and 25 COA Board of Directors.
Good afternoon and good evening, everybody. It's good afternoon here from Alaska. Welcome to the 2025 virtual annual business meeting of the Commissioned Officers Association. While we're not convening at the annual symposium this year, we're conducting this business meeting in the same spirit. Tonight, my colleagues and I will take the opportunity to share what COA has been doing to represent you and your interests. COA is the only organization dedicated solely to protecting the interests of the USPHS Commission Corps and has been doing so since 1951. I would like to introduce you to COA's Executive Committee, which is a team of individuals. You met our current chair, Captain Kurt Castelloot. He serves alongside our chair-elect, Lieutenant Commander Christopher Mendoza-Trump, and our treasurer, Commander Alyssa Givens, along with myself, who has just transitioned into the immediate past chair role. Commander James Gooch is rolling off the executive committee as the immediate past chair this year. We are all extremely honored to be rounded out by the wonderful executive director, Jackie Riknowski. This team meets twice monthly to discuss issues that arise in between the board meetings. On the next slide, you will see a list of the COA board of directors. We have one officer to represent each category within the Corps, along with 3 retired officers, 1 member of the Ready Reserve, and 3 officers of various categories who are called field officers who live outside the DC or in Baltimore metropolitan area. We appreciate their hard work and dedication to the role over the past year. I would like to share COA's strategic goals, as it's important for our members to know why we do what we do. I was privileged, amongst with many other board members, in August of 2021 to go to Washington, D.C. to work with a professional facilitator and created the strategic plan for COA for 2022 to 2026. We chose 4 goals which are vital to the success and growth of the organization, those being grow, engage, serve, and advocate. Our directors and the COA staff are actively working on your behalf to ensure that we're working to meet each of these goals. Who can believe it's already been 4 years since we did this back in DC. And we also around that time came up with the rebranding. So 4 years ago, COA underwent a rebranding that was shared at a symposium, which came with a new COA logo and a website. We still hold true to our new tagline that was developed at that time, your core, your causes. And this remains our focus. It's the core, it's your core, and we advocate for your causes. When our executive director takes time tonight to review the membership numbers, know that we are actively working to increase and retain our numbers and show the value of membership. As we know, the more members that we can gain and retain, the stronger the organization will be. And so we may continue to advocate on your behalf. COA staff regularly attends the officer basic course, which has been held virtually this year, which makes it a little challenging with recruitment of new members. Our local branch committee is actively engaging with leadership from local branches, hosting bi-monthly meetings and offering regular office hours to encourage and support local branch structure, encourage viability amongst the branches, and have a connection with COA. Over the past year, COA has hosted several networking opportunities and virtual gathering with our members. We sponsored a movie screening of Everybody's Work, Healing What Hurts Us All, which was hosted by the nurse category. We also had quarterly gatherings, which were put on by our Veterans Affairs Committee. And then our Outreach Committee hosted a fun holiday talent show. And lastly, we have also co-hosted with the National Board of Public Health Examiners the Become a Certified in Public Health webinar. In October, we'll be holding a For Retirement series seminar. And in November, there will be a webinar on the history and symbolism of the anchor and caduceus. Membership in COA and benefits gained through COA doesn't quit in retirement. We're updating the survivors checklist and our advocacy guides and hope to see many veterans at the 2026 symposium. To bring change and continue the great work that COA is doing on our behalf, it takes each of you being a member of our association. There is strength in numbers and there is strength in membership. The more numbers we gain, the more we can do for you. Without membership, we don't have the revenue to serve as a legislative aid and advocate for officers on Capitol Hill to fight for your rights, benefits, and be your voice in front of legislators so other members receive parity with the armed services. COA represents the interests of all the officers of the Corps. While there are many members only benefit COA members are privileged to, there are many non-members benefiting from resources and services COA provides without sharing a cost of membership. As COA is the only organization solely representing to the interests of the Corps, it is our responsibility to ensure that this association remains strong and continues to grow. I will now turn it back to Captain Castellut. Thank you, Captain, for agreeing to take the reins of the association as you had stepped into the role on July 1st as chair. In parting, I've had the opportunity to work on the board through various challenges, some of those being COVID, and then others being administrative changes, which have heavily impacted our officers. While it depends may not be a satisfying leadership answer on its own, it is a powerful door opener. It helps us lean in with inquiry and try to understand the why of being behind the challenge. I leave you with a quote that helped guide me through many moments of leadership this year by Brene Brown. Vulnerability is not winning or losing. It's having the courage to show up and be seen for when we have no control over the outcome. I look forward to serving alongside you, Captain Castellut, in my new role as immediate past chair.
Thank you. And with further ado, I would like now to turn it over to COA's Executive Director, who is Captain Retired Jacqueline Riknovsky.
Thank you, Captain Castellut and Commander Jakes. It's so nice to see so many of you on the call today. It's been a tough year. All transitions in life are challenging with much change. We know there have been extreme hardships this year as some of you have had your positions eliminated, telework arrangements canceled, or agency changes. And not to mention the permanent promotion list is still at the White House awaiting signature.
Wow.
Fortunately, no officer or billet was lost and all displaced officers are still gainfully employed. But this doesn't mean that it hasn't been challenging. It may go down in history as one of the most challenging years of your career. Officers are strong and resilient, and we have no doubt that you and the Corps will come out stronger in the end. During all of this, we have seen numerous instances where you have performed heroically in support of public health in the United States and abroad. From supporting border missions, Guantanamo, the presidential inauguration, DC parade, LA County wildfire support and recovery, Helene recovery across Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, and North Carolina, along with supporting the Indian Health Service. A list of deployments are shown on the following slide. If any were missed, please drop me a line. If you didn't deploy in support of one or more of these deployments, this means you backfilled so others could serve or stayed put to continue work related to your vital roles. We also know that some of you and your families experienced these disasters firsthand while still serving others. Since our last membership meeting, we've continued to work hard on advocacy initiatives, on increasing scholarships and grant support through the PHS Commissioned Officers Foundation, on sustaining membership, and ensuring that our organization continues to remain fiscally healthy for the future. This has all been made possible by carrying out our initiatives in support of our 4 strategic goals the Commander Jakes reviewed: grow, engage, serve, and advocate. We focused on maintaining membership and growing our membership of retired officers, increasing our engagement through networking and participation in external events, increasing service by expanding and reshaping our programs to strengthen their value proposition for active duty, retired, and reserve officers, and by amplifying our voice in advocating for USPHS officers on the Hill. Examples of our growth are 2 new programs being offered by the Foundation: advocacy training at the Georgetown Government Affairs Institute, and more waived exams to take your certified in public health exam, along with the upcoming rebranding of the Frontline newsletter, which you will hopefully see next month. And these initiatives are available to active duty reserve officers and veterans, so please be on the lookout for that. I want to share, let me just back up a little bit. Through support of the Foundation, we will be funding over $250,000 in the upcoming year in officer fellowships, scholarships, waived exam fees, advocacy training, and junior officer scholarships to the symposium next May. Next, I want to share our current membership numbers with you. The size of the Corps is down 14% since 2020, although they are still actively recruiting. We know that burnout has resulted from the assault on public health, which resulted in many retirements. I'm proud to report that while the Corps is currently down 14% since 2020, COA's membership numbers are only down 12%, holding steady, actually growing a bit compared to the size of the Corps. That is due to the hard work of many COA committees and COA staff, an initiative led by the Outreach Committee and supported wholeheartedly by the Veterans Affairs and local branch committees. Over the past year, we have grown our number of life members, and our numbers of retired and ready reserve members have held steady. The many retirements at the 04 and above level have resulted in a 5% drop compared to a year ago. So I have a request for anyone on the line. If you are considering retirement in the future, please consider changing your email address to a personal one so we don't lose track of you. In the past year, almost every OBC was virtual, which always hurts our junior officer numbers and recruitment. So we were excited to hear that OBCs are now back in person. In fact, Jasmine attended the OBC last month open house and brought on 26 of the 29 newly commissioned officers as COA members. If you work with any new officers, please remind them about the first complimentary COA membership year and encourage them to join. That's usually all it takes. Shifting to our financial position, I am pleased to share our 2024 audited financials. We continue to maintain our financial position and maintain our reserve assets. We're always thinking about how we could save money internally so your dues can be spent on things important to you, such as advocacy and communication. And we work diligently to reduce expenses with the promise to always offer you a strong value for your hard-earned dues payments. COA has led the fight for advocacy and working toward the goal of parity of benefits for Commissioned Corps officers that are afforded to members of the armed forces. We have been working hard advocating on Capitol Hill with agencies and various state legislatures to bring about change. This year alone, we've achieved significant state level wins in Indiana, Maine, Vermont, Delaware, and California, and we won't stop until officers receive the benefits they deserve in all 50 states. We've been busy on the Hill having meetings with House and Senate members and committee offices to advocate for COA parity programs such as parental leave, ready reserve parity and funding, childcare access, and other issues. Other key priorities include advocating for improvements to TRICARE and the dental program, DD-214s for officers who are retired or discharged prior to October 2021. Progress is happening. I announced that this week. Thank you, CCHQ, for your partnership. And continuation of pay during a government shutdown. We don't have time to take advocacy questions tonight, but we are happy to answer them anytime. Just email us at advocacy@coausphs.org. Or I am always happy to take your emails directly. I echo Commander Jake's remarks about the need for strong membership numbers. We cannot do this work without you. Advocacy comes with a cost, and advocating for your rights continues to be one of the main reasons officers join COA. You are on this call as a COA member. You have taken that step to support COA, the Commissioned Corps, and each other. Before I close, I want to personally thank COA's hardworking staff, Teresa Hayden, Donna Sparrow, Jasmine Stewart, Erica Robinson, COF's grants manager, Annette Beadle, and our legislative consultants, Betty Lou Taylor and Alan Echt, along with the team at Leading Edge for symposium support. They work literally from sun up to sundown and take care of COA members as family. Let's please give them a round of virtual applause using the react buttons. Thank you again for being here today or tonight. It is my pleasure to serve as your executive director. Back to you, Captain Castelloot. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie. It's now my pleasure to introduce to you Commander Melissa Reyes, and she serves as COA's Awards Committee Chair, and she will have the honor to announce the 2025 award recipients.
All right, good evening and good afternoon, everyone. Each year, the COA Awards Committee solicits nominations for a number of awards presented to individual COA members and branches, which are voted on by you, the COA General Membership. The first award we'll present is the Retiree of the Year Award. This award recognizes excellence in continued service and contributions beyond active duty or government civilian service to the association, PHS Commissioned Officers Foundation, and to the members of the COA. The 2025 Retiree of the Year Award goes to Captain Aaron Middlecoff. So Captain Middlecoff has shown outstanding dedication to COA, serving nationally and locally with unwavering commitment. Since 2023, he has revitalized engagement as DC COA's Retired Officer Liaison, board member, and membership outreach co-chair, contacting over 1,200 lapsed members and helping to grow DC COA membership by over 10%. He created a retiree survey and listserv to enhance outreach and helped lead large-scale events like the Tri-COA Picnic. Nationally, he chairs the AMSA Sustaining Member PHS Subcommittee, serves as COF trustee, and as the treasurer for the Federal Healthcare Interagency Alumni Association. Captain Middlecoff's leadership, advocacy, and service represent the value retired officers bring to COA. Congratulations, Captain Middlecoff. He's unable to join us today because he's enjoying a vacation in Alaska, bear watching.
Melissa, excuse me real quick. Jasmine, I can't see the slides. Can others see slides?
I can see the slides.
Oh, you can see them. Okay, I'm so sorry. Thank you.
All right, it's back at the Ready Reserve Officer of the Year. So, I'm sorry, this is the next slide. The next COA award is the Ready Reserve Officer of the Year Award. This award recognizes excellence and contributions of a Ready Reserve officer. This year, the Ready Reserve Officer of the Year is Lieutenant Jesse Samluck. He's also an incoming member of COA's Board of Directors and chair of COA's Legislative Affairs Committee. Lieutenant Samluck has distinguished himself as a dedicated advocate for the Ready Reserve and a valued contributor to COA's legislative efforts. An Army veteran and practicing attorney, he's provided expert legal review of statutes and policies impacting USPHS officers, offering his services freely in support of the Corps. His work with the COA Legislative Affairs Committee and collaboration with ROA and MOA have strengthened advocacy for reserve issues at both the state and federal levels. Lieutenant Samluck played a key role in organizing the COA ROA Reserve Advocacy Day and contributed to the passage of Delaware House Bill 26, ensuring that state employees, including USPHS officers, receive 30 days of paid leave per year due to uniform service. His leadership, insight, and commitment make him a model ready reservist. Congratulations, Lieutenant. And I see you online. I'm going to have you pause and we're going to take a screenshot so that we could commemorate your award. All right, thank you, Lieutenant. Next up is the Local Branch Leader of the Year Award. This award recognizes excellence in contributions to the COA local branches, service to the association, and to the members thereof. It is presented to a member of the executive committee of a local branch. This year's Branch Leader of the Year award goes to Lieutenant Oluwaseun Foluke of the Central Louisiana COA branch. Lieutenant Foluke, who serves as the president of the branch, is recognized for extraordinary leadership, service, and commitment to advancing public health in Louisiana. Under her leadership, branch membership grew by 200%, and she launched key initiatives, including local branch awards, such as the Senior and Junior Officer of the Year, Outstanding Member, and the Heroes at Home Award for Families. She co-founded the Sister to Sister Health Coaching Program, presented research at the 2024 USPHS Scientific and Training Symposium, and led public health education for schools and communities. Through her resilience, innovation, and dedication, Lieutenant Foluke has enhanced USPHS visibility, strengthened community ties, and empowered underserved populations in central Louisiana. And then looking to see if she's on the screen so that we could take a photo to commemorate the moment. All right, so moving to the next award. The next award is presented to be presented as the Local Branch Member of the Year. This award is presented to an individual branch member to recognize a member for excellence in contributions to the COA local branch, service to the association, and to the members thereof. The 2025 Local Branch Member of the Year goes to it's Commander Quinn Van Tran. So Commander Tran has exemplified leadership and dedication within the DC COA branch through multiple key roles, including immediate past president and scholarship program co-chair. She spearheaded the first ever DC COA scholarship, securing over $12,500 to support junior officers' attendance of the USPHS Scientific and Training Symposium, fostering mentorship and professional growth. Under her leadership, the scholarship program grew by 50%, increasing junior officer engagement and membership. Throughout her 13 years of service, Commander Tran has enhanced officer morale, implemented new recognition programs, and supported numerous community and COF events. Her sustained commitment makes her a deserving recipient of the Local Branch Member of the Year award. And I'll pause now so we can take our screenshot.
Thank you so much for this recognition. Really appreciate it.
Congratulations again. Now, moving on, COA also awards branches for contributions to their members, the USPHS, and COA. The next award is presented to a local branch with more than 60 members for their exceptional accomplishments in the community and to their members. The 2025 Large Local Branch of the Year award goes to Aurora Borealis COA. Serving the state of Alaska, the Aurora Borealis COA branch connects officers across vast distances through strong virtual infrastructure and active engagement. With 11 established committees and regular guest speakers, the branch supports professional development and community involvement. In 2024, members participated in impactful events, including RAM, Special Olympics activities, the HOSA Future Health Professionals Fair, a Science and Engineering Fair, and naloxone kit distribution events. Among the branch's very active committees, the Social Committee hosts seasonal gatherings and an annual promotion ceremony that celebrates officer achievements, while the Uniform Committee supports new and transitioning officers through resource sharing. Whether stationed in Anchorage or remote villages, officers find mentorship, connection, and community through the branch's commitment to service and support. Accepting the award will be Commander Scott Mitchell, Aurora Borealis' president. I thought I saw him a second ago. Oh, there you are. So we'll pause to take a photo or a screenshot. Thank you. COA also recognizes a small branch each year. The next award is presented to a local branch with 60 or fewer members for their exceptional accomplishments in the community and to their members. The 2025 Small Local Branch of the Year Award goes to Central Florida COA. The Central Florida COA branch has experienced an impressive resurgence in 2024, transforming from years of inactivity into a thriving, mission-driven community. Through renewed focus on engagement and service, the branch hosted welcome dinners, networking events, and social gatherings to build camaraderie. Members volunteered with organizations such as Habitat for Humanity, Joining Hands Food Ministry, and the Ronald McDonald House. They also proudly represented USPHS at HOSA events. The branch held a promotion ceremony and organized a dinner with a captain event to foster leadership connections. These efforts reflect the branch's revitalized spirit and dedication to public health. Accepting the award will be Lieutenant Caridad Williams, Central Florida COA's president. And we'll pause for our screenshot. The next COA award is the Civilian Outstanding Support of the USPHS Award. This award is presented to an individual who has distinguished themselves in service to the Commission Corps through the role of civilians. This year's Civilian Outstanding Support of the USPHS Award goes to Mr. Chris Schueler for his incredible work on the Invisible Corps documentary. Chris, along with Rear Admiral Pamela Schweitzer, was the driving force behind the conceptualization, realization, and subsequent promotion of the documentary film. He has devoted and continues to devote hundreds of hours to this effort to bring greater visibility to and understanding of the Commission Corps of the United States Public Health Service. Congratulations, Chris. I invite you now to share a few words with us on this great accomplishment.
Well, thank you. Can you hear me okay? Thumbs up.
Yes.
Yeah, very good. Listen, first of all, let me say I missed you here in Albuquerque. I know you were going to come out here. We were all set up for you. We were going to host you here at the house. We were going to give everybody one of the Emmy Awards, but nobody came. I don't know what happened. I'm kidding, of course, but we did miss you here in Albuquerque, and I'm so sorry that didn't work out. Um, you know, it is such an honor to have been involved with you and to stay involved with you. As many of you know, for the last, gosh, 2 decades, I've been doing public health documentaries, everything from opioid abuse and domestic violence and vaping and alcohol and all the different things that you all deal with every day. Um, you save lives, and I know this. I've seen it. It was so amazing to learn about you. Um, and it's very interesting because last week there were a couple articles that I read. I'm sure you read them too. And I was dismayed, to say the least. The Albuquerque Journal, which is not a huge paper, but it covers New Mexico, reached out to me and asked me to write an op-ed piece. They gave me 600 words. Hey, that's better than PBS sometimes. But I've just started on that and I've been working on that today. And as a result, I reread the script. of the documentary Invisible Core. I watched the documentary Invisible Core again, and I'm still stunned at how much work you have done in the last 200 years. Um, you know what you're doing, and you're invisible. And I'm hoping that changes. And I hope that the documentary has been a small part of that. I will tell you, and I just looked this up because I wanted you all to know this. We've had, since it started broadcasting, 136 broadcasts around the country, from Los Angeles to Detroit to Miami. I asked the PBS network to give me an exact breakdown of how much of the country we covered. We covered 40% of the country. Doesn't seem like a lot, but in TV markets, that's pretty doggone good. Um, what that means is that we've made the show available to about 50 million households. And according to the way the ratings and things work, they say that that's about each household represents about 2.5 people. So that's about 124 million people that have had the opportunity to take a look at this. In addition to that, as many of you know, we have partnered with Alexander Street, which has put this film into every university's library, which is great. I'm getting around to a point here. Many public health schools have started showing the documentary, which is great. Pam Schweitzer has been real involved in that. I know Steve Sullivan has too. Jackie, you've helped with all that. And as a result of that, I think many of them are going to be using it every year. I just was at University of Maryland, of course. Dr. Boris Luzniak is up there as the Dean of Health or Dean of the Public Health School. So those elements, I think, are building on each other. Now, here's the bad news. The bad news is nobody watches a 1 hour show anymore. And you all know what I mean. I'm doing talks now at different schools and in different venues around the world, actually. And one of the things that I talk about is how social media has changed almost everything that we know about news dissemination and information. I say this because, just to give you an example, you know this is true, but this is the actual facts. The facts are that in 2004, the average attention span for somebody on a screen, means watching on their computer, on their phone, or on their television, the average attention span in 2004 was 2.5 minutes. The average attention span this year, 45 seconds. It's mind blowing. That's some of the bad news. Social media has become a primary or secondary source of news information for over half of the United States population. Social media. What does that mean for us? And what does that mean for you? And what does that mean about how you can explain to people what it is you do, or more importantly, give them good critical healthcare information via social media? I think what that means is if you go to the invisiblecore.com website, you can find that documentary broken down into all sorts of small segments. And they are listed and they are downloadable and you can use them. I would highly encourage that, especially now. People need to understand what it is you do. And I think that's an opportunity that we can all take advantage of. I've started using those more and more and more. And as I speak at universities around the country, I'll be speaking this year and doing a class at St. John's in New York, at Texas A&M, at University of the Pacific. I just finished up one at Washington University in St. Louis. I'll be doing one up at University of Maryland. And I'm telling those students they need to use these pieces to really make a difference in people's lives. So, all that being said, I am hopeful that you'll be able to use what we've created together. Um, again, I can't tell you how honored I am. Here it is. It showed up, Jackie. This is so great. I was so excited to see this. But this is really important. There's only one of those each year, and I'm honored to receive it. If there's anything I can do for you in your markets, whatever you need, you can reach out to me. Jackie knows how to get a hold of me. I am always available. I'm doing a lot of traveling now, but I always check emails. I always check texts. I would love to be involved in whatever it is you're doing. Send you the links, the downloads. If you have any problems with those, let me know. But this documentary and working with you, really, really crucial. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you.
Well, thank you. I'm going to pause so we could take our little screenshot. Um, the resource is amazing. I mean, I talk about it with people um, that I meet who don't know anything about us and confuse our uniforms. And I've dropped the link to that website that you mentioned in the chat, so everybody has it. Um, Now, thank you to all the members and local branches who nominated your peers for these awards. They are all incredibly well deserved.
I thought one other note, and I forgot to mention this, and this is great news. PBS, is streaming this. So we've had thousands of people stream it via the PBS app, and it's free, and you can go to PBS and look it up, and it's there. I talked to them last week. They're going to continue it. They have a 3-year streaming cycle that we agreed to. They're going to continue it for an additional 3 years. They feel it's that important. So this will be going on through 2029, which is pretty exciting to stream. So good for you.
No, wonderful. We appreciate that update. Um, Now, just moving on with the script of the show. All of our awardees are incredibly well deserved. I asked as the awards chair to start thinking about who you'd like to see on the stage next year to receive an award. The nominations will open in the fall. You'll see some emails about that. We look forward to your nominations for the 2026 awards. Uh, Commander Jakes, back to you.
So the next one is the COA Health Leader of the Year Award was established in 1987 to recognize individuals who made notable contributions to the health of the nation. Contributions can be in research and administration and service delivery or some other areas of public health. It is represented to an individual who's achieved prominence and demonstrated leadership and excellence in public health. The 2025 Health Leader of the Year is, this is a fun one, guys, you ready? It's President and First Lady Jimmy Jimmy and Rosalind Carter. Their extraordinary dedication to the public health has saved lives, improved health outcomes, and worldwide for decades. Through their leadership at the Carter Center, they drove one of the most remarkable public health achievements, the near eradication of the guinea worm disease. Their efforts have impacted over 500 million people across dozens of countries and advanced sustainable community-driven solutions. In the US, their leadership with Habitat for Humanity and mental health advocacy addressed the critical social determinants of health. This posthumous nomination honors their profound contributions and enduring belief in health as a fundamental human right. We asked President and Mrs. Jimmy Carter's grandson, Josh Carter, to accept the Health Leader of the Year award on behalf of the Carter Center.
Yes, thank you. Hello. Such an honor to be here. Thank you for honoring my grandparents. Their work for public health has basically been my entire life. So my name is Josh Carter. I'm Jimmy and Rosalind Carter's grandson, fourth grandchild. And I'm honored to accept the COA Health Leader of the Year award on my grandparents' behalf. I was born in 1984, so I was born after my grandfather involuntarily left politics. So when I was born, he was already a former president. So I didn't see any of my grandparents work in Washington, any official work. But when I was 2 years old, I was in the front row of the grand opening of the Carter Center. And I can't say I remember much about that day, but I did spend the next 40 years watching my grandparents build the Carter Center into what it is today. And when they started the Carter Center, my grandfather asked the CDC for a list of neglected tropical diseases that could be treated or cured or eliminated. And my grandfather's criteria about that was that it had to be a disease that we could actually affect, but it also had to be a disease that no one else was working on. the neglected part, because one of the ethos of the Carter Center was they're not going to duplicate work that is being adequately handled by another organization. And when my grandparents got the list from the CDC in 1985, I think, my grandfather looked at the list and took the top 5. So since they started the programs in 86, my grandparents tackled river blindness, which is onchocerciasis. They worked on lymphatic filariasis, trachoma, schistosomiasis, and guinea worm. And those programs have been so successful that it's kind of hard to quantify. I mean, the numbers are just astounding. For example, we've eliminated lymphatic filariasis in Nigeria. We're working on in Hispaniola. But I celebrated with my grandparents when the Carter Center delivered the 500 millionth dose of Mectizan to prevent river blindness in sub-Saharan Africa, in Latin America, and in Yemen. And for trachoma, the Carter Center now teaches a simple surgery that prevents hundreds of thousands of people from ever going blind. But I'd say the program that was dearest to my grandfather's heart was the guinea worm eradication program. And as you heard in the intro, when my grandfather started attacking guinea worm in 1986, there were 3.5 million cases of this ancient parasite in the world. And in fact, the family joke was that my grandfather lived to be 100 because he wanted to live long enough to see the last guinea worm die. And he didn't quite make it. But last year, there are only 15 cases left in the world. And this year, even though it's early in the season, there are only 2. And we know where they are. So we're very close to eradicating this disease that is so old that Moses wrote about it in the book of Numbers. So we're that close to getting rid of this ancient parasite. My grandparents dedicated their lives to service. And the quote I want to leave you with is this. My grandfather said, "We believe healthcare is a human right, especially among poor people afflicted with disease who are forgotten, ignored, and often without hope. Just knowing that someone cares about them is not only can ease their physical pain, but can also remove an element of alienation and anger that can lead to hatred and violence. So health is peace." And the work that the Carter Center does crosses all cultural, political, economic, and social boundaries. So I really want to thank you for honoring my grandparents with the COA Health Leader of the Year Award. Thank you.
Thank you, Josh. And thank you for sharing the additional stories with all of it. And thank you for being here to accept the Health Leaders of the Year Award on their behalf.
Thank you so much.
I feel very honored to be linking so many great people together between Chris Schueler and Josh in our next award. The final award for today is the Rear Admiral Robert Boucher Award. Rear Admiral Boucher was one of the great leaders of the Commissioned Officers Association. Through his long and distinguished career, Rear Admiral Boucher exhibited the finest qualities of service before self. He was a driving force between the growth and strength of COA. The Robert Boucher Award is given to a COA member who has exhibited exceptional commitment to the COA Board of Directors or the COF Board of Trustees by leadership on projects and/or sustained contributions through committee work, being liaisons with outside organizations, special initiatives, and exemplary work with COA local branches. This award is selected by the COA Executive Committee. The Robert Boucher Award for this year is Vice Admiral Richard Carmona, our 17th Surgeon General of the United States, for his work as chairman on the Arizona Heroes Memorial Committee. The Arizona Heroes Memorial stands as a lasting tribute to military personnel, first responders, and health professionals who have dedicated their lives to protecting and caring for others. Vice Admiral Carmona was the heart of this historic project, and his visionary leadership ensured that the USPHS Commissioned Corps was equally honored alongside its sister services. His longstanding commitment to the Corps has strengthened its presence and visibility, not just in Arizona, but across the nation. COA is grateful for his continued advocacy, and we're proud to recognize him as a truly deserving recipient of this award. Vice Admiral Carmona, are you ready to make some brief comments?
Katie, Admiral Carmona is actually at a board meeting right now, and
Oh,
I
just
believe
kidding.
he's gonna log on at 7:20.
Okay, so we got you. Do you want me to continue on and then we can circle back?
Yeah, that would be great. And then what we'll do is once we see him, yes, let's go ahead and do that. Thank you.
Okay, you got it. So now what I'll do is I want to thank our outgoing board members. Commander James Gooch served 4 years on the COA Board of Directors as the EHO rep and chair-elect, as board chair and immediate past chair, and also is dual-hatted with vice chair of the Legislative Affairs Committee. Luis Rodriguez served 3 years as a vice chair on the Awards Committee. Lieutenant Evan Williams served as 3 years as a Ready Reserve representative and chair of the Legislative Affairs Committee. And lastly, Commander Wanda Wilson Egby served 6 years as the veterinary representative and as vice chair of the Constitution and Bylaws. We thank each of you for your selfless service to our board. And we'll do some virtual applauses for that crew. That crew worked really hard on their time on the board. So thank you guys so much. It's been a pleasure working with all of you.
And we do have Admiral Carmona on the line now.
Okay, excellent. And I will hand it over to congratulations, Vice Admiral Carmona. We look forward to hearing some of your recipient remarks now. Thank you.
Well, thank you all very much. And I'm only sorry that I can't be with you all in person because it always inspires me. I'm flattered and humbled to be being awarded this award. But I'll tell you that my passion for the Corps and my inspiration to do more every day for the Corps has never waned since I left. And I kind of live by the edict, once a Surgeon General, always a Surgeon General. And whether I'm working directly with the Corps or trying to orient new Surgeon Generals as to the importance of their job and how they should conduct themselves in leadership, I feel that it's a responsibility, but again, also a privilege. So I thank you all so much for remembering me. And I want to reassure you that I'm always there for you and speak to Jackie and the leadership often and hoping to, navigate the difficult waters that we are navigating these days. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I miss you all and look forward to seeing you at our next in-person meeting.
Thank you so much, Vice Admiral Carmona.
Thank you, Commander Jakes and Vice Admiral Carmona. And as incoming board chair, it's my distinct pleasure to announce our 2025 and 2026 executive committee, which includes the chair-elect, which is Lieutenant Commander Chris Mendoza Trung, and treasurer is Commander Alyssa Gibbons. And we'll also have continuing with our committee, the executive committee would be Commander Katie Jakes and as our immediate past chair. So looking forward to serving with all of you. And next slide, please. And lastly, I want to welcome 3 new board members. We have Commander Angelina Williams, our veterinarian representative, and Commander Carissa Haney, who's our field representative, one of our field representatives, and then Lieutenant Jesse Samluck, who you heard from earlier, who's our Ready Reserve representative, along with Captain Retired Margot Riggs and Lieutenant Commander Chris Mendoza Trung, who has been our elected a second term and to, as I said earlier, serve as our chair-elect. So I'm excited. It's going to be a great year working together with all of them and continuing some of the leadership we had prior. And I know many good things will come from their leadership. At this point, we want to thank you for joining us this year. It was kind of difficult to have the virtual meeting, and our business meeting being virtual was not the way we wanted it to be, but certainly appreciate everyone's time, and we hope you plan to join us next year. If we can go to the next slide, please. In on May 18th through the 21st, and the Birth of Rock and Roll, which is Cleveland, Ohio, for our 58th annual United States Public Health Service Scientific and Training Symposium. And finally, on behalf of the Commissioned Officers Association and the board, I want to thank all of you for joining us this evening. And unless there's any other questions or comments, I believe that's everything.
Great. Well, thank you, Kurt, Katie, Melissa, and all the volunteers, members. Welcome to the new board members, and a special thanks for the outgoing board members and all the members that are on the line tonight. You all are really the life and blood of our organization. We can't do any of this without you. So I look forward to seeing many of you next May in Cleveland. Thank you for logging on tonight. We will make this presentation available to our members who were not able to log on. There is a new flag orientation this week in DC, so many of the CPOs and flag officers were not able to log on because they had an event tonight. But please know that this will be shared with them, and they really appreciate all the work and congratulate the board members. So take care, you all. Let us know in the next few months what you think of the new frontline format that's going to launch next month. It's going to, hopefully in August, it's going to be a work in progress. So we will continue to modify and edit it over the next few months as we settle into a new format, which I think you will enjoy. Have a great night, and we will talk to you all soon. Happy rest of summer. Take care. Bye-bye.